that too, maybe. I don't know. But either way, he's up by 2 frags now, and just sitting pretty. And you can see, again, the pace that we've seen Vu play Hectic has been so frantic that, quite frankly, I don't feel like Dahang's going to be able to stymie Vu enough in order to get the damage done, in order to get the frags when he needs it. I mean, look at that, Vu reading it perfectly, anticipating the re-entrance for another pot shot. Denies it, gets the frag, and might even be able to defend himself from below, rockets from above, but really just, boom, perfect. And, oh, so close. There it is. Nope, wow, Dahang's just barely hanging out. He's got the Mega. But yeah, he had like, what, 5 health there? Something like that? So.
Yeah, Vu's snap lock gameplay on this through the teleporters has been nothing short of, well, frightening. Dahang's able to get himself on the board, but he's left with a very low amount of health. LG here from Vu, we've already seen exactly what that can do. It's about to do a hell of a lot more to Dahang. 18 health for him, but here back in, oh wow, beautiful rail, absolutely awesome. And that is Dahang picking up another frag, and that is going to afford him enough time to get back on his feet stack-wise, perhaps. A bit more damage coming from Vu, but this puts him within 1 frag. I mean, if Dahang could take away Hectic from Vu, I think some people would call that an upset.
Yeah, although I'm trying to think, have we ever seen Dahang play this map? I don't think we got a chance to see that in the Intel Extreme Masters qualifiers. Nice rockets by Vu, defending the red armor as it spawns and collecting thereafter. 4-2. I'm loving that this map is living up to its name. And I want to take a look at Dahang as Vu picks up yet another yellow armor. A bit off with his initial lightning gun. Dahang a bit better off, and might be able to get that for the frag. No, it's going to be Vu again with the rockets. Surviving with the rockets. 54% rockets and 66 railgun accuracy. Not really relying on the lightning gun. A lot of spam coming out of it, so a mere 17% there. But really, 51. He's hit more than half of his rockets with some kind of splash or direct. Hello! Love that.
But Vu deals with it very, very nicely, not even giving Dahang a real indication that he's going to be coming down that way. So when the grenades finally stop and Vu comes back around, it's going to be a bit of a surprise for Dahang. So Vu still rocking very, very good stack here. 3 frags between them. But I got to say, I'm wanting to say Dahang do good things here. Mega health was taken away without taking too much. But coming back around the corner, Dahang is eating a rocket sandwich and trying to go plus forward with his lightning gun, but just doesn't have the stack to back it up. And a rail like that off of the spawn, yeah, Dahang's going to be limping over the railgun.
7-2, man. And I don't know. I mean, pace-wise, do you see? Ooh, this is actually really. Oh God, Vu again using rails defensively, just enough to force Dahang off of the scent. That time, though, he'll be able to light Vu up with, oh, that's weird. Light him up with the lightning gun. Let's go take a look at Dahang from his point of view as we are about to hit that halfway point. 30% rail, 30% lightning gun. And boom, a rocket to the face.
Absolutely, but after this last one, Dahang is going to be spawning mid. Now that's actually going to be a bit of a problem for him, as he's going to be left with little choice but to really push forward to that red armor. I mean, at this point, he can't really afford to give it up. But, oh, he's able to get the last bit of lightning gun in, raising his own lightning gun accuracy. Well, it's still at 30%, but that's exactly where it needs to sit in order to do some real damage to Vu. Now, the question is, momentum. Can Dahang, once he's made that initial frag, pick up the kind of pace, pick up the kind of groove that Vu has been able to show off? And up there's a nice little bit of extra lightning gun. Dahang still camping out red armor quite a bit, but this time he's not going to quite get punished for it. Vu sliding down the stairs, picking up another frag, picking up mega health, and getting away with lightning gun. So very, very nice work there. Dahang's going to be nailing off a pretty sweet rail, in fact, and he's going to be willing to go all out in order to secure the frag. I mean, Dahang is definitely throwing a lot to the wind now. He's throwing a lot of caution out. He's throwing a lot of kind of complacency out, but it's working out well for him so far. This looks like the beginnings of a comeback. Only 3 frags between them, and more than that as far as minutes left on the clock.
Yep, and in fact, I just want to take a look one more time at the accuracies. Vuz has been spamming rockets a lot more, but his railgun accuracy remains at 66%. Over to Deheng's point of view, as this fight breaks out. And really, I feel like here, if Deheng can get a frag in the next minute, then it's anyone's game. But you can see that Vu has started to be a little bit more defensive, trying to open up the distance.
Yeah.
Deheng, I would love to see him use the railgun more. You know, he's been, I think, relying a little bit more on the rockets than, and I think Vu's picked up on that, and he's trying to keep that distance wide.
And keeping the angles as well. I mean, Vu isn't really changing too much here. I mean, it's been the same kind of play he's been doing before, but now he's doing it even, you know, tighter and even more cautiously. And so it's just a continuation of what Vu's been pulling together for the bulk of this match. 3 minutes 30 seconds left. We're about to see that minute that you mentioned before kind of wind on down, but I still think Deheng has a very, very strong bid to bring into this match. I mean, all he needs to do is find Vu right there, get the damage in, and seal off the last little bits of lightning gun. That 50 health ended up being a curse for Vu, and right off the spawn, Vu's got a rail. He might be able to connect with one. No, he won't even be able to do that, and we're brought this down to a 1 frag game. Deheng picking up mega health is hot to trot and ready to take down Vu.
Yeah, and that was a terrible movie, but the best news about it though is that Deheng is certainly on the comeback. 1 frag separates, and we will see a trade between Red Armor and Mega in terms of spawn times on their next cycle. So, with a mere 2 minutes and 35 seconds left to go. Plenty of time for Deheng to get this frag. But I would say we might see a little bit more caution out of Deheng because he knows that so much is riding on this 1 frag. Oh my god, the rockets are strong from Vu. And Deheng's going to go in. He knows that Vu's hurt, though.
And going very aggressive.
Yeah,
and
that's a big rail.
Vu's defensive rockets aren't quite up to par. I think that's one of the things that's been missing from Deheng's ability to go plus forward here, is that Vu has not been biting into him with the fadeaway rockets as much.
This is it right here. And Deheng prevails. 9-9. We have ourselves a tied score with 2 minutes left to go. Less than 2 minutes left to go in this best of 5. This is the last map between these two. We go this far and no farther.
After making that frag, he had to wait for that red armor, and that was plenty of time for Vu to grab a rail and punish him for it. So after that frag, he was already weak. Now he's even weaker. Even though they're tied, the clock is still against him, and now he has to use all of this time to see if he can find another frag, or I'm sorry, not find a frag, but find a stack. He's able to get off 2 rails, which is going to be great, but he's still so weak here. Can barely take one rail right now. I mean, at the point you're sneaking to get a 5 health pickup, yeah, you know you're in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. So, we have ourselves 1 minute left to go, roughly. And Deheng is trying to hold on. This, of course, is Vu's chance to be vaulted to the finals. Either of these guys would love to be in that driver's seat at the end, but man, I have to say, I'm getting a little bit of a chop there. It's not anything on my end.
Red Forest.
Yeah. So let's take a look at Vu in the final 45 seconds.
And he's holding on to the high ground here, but I'm not sure if Vu really has a plan to make this anything more than a tied game. Deheng does not really look like he's trying to push this into overtime. It looks like he's trying to seal the deal right here and now, but with only 1 little bit of armor and a bit of that mega health left over, I'm not quite sure really what he's thinking, but this is good. The pausing, the stopping in place, listening for a little bit, maybe even ducking back, that is exactly what it takes to throw off Vu, and Deheng is really starting to get keyed into it. Throwing off his timing, throwing off his movement, throwing off Vu's perception of where Deheng's going to be. It's even going to trap Vu just a little bit. Vu's still got as much health, well now 100 more health than Deheng, but a hell of a lot more armor. So Deheng's still on his back foot here. He's been able to do a lot of hurt on Vu in the past minute or so, but he's not really been able to turn that tide. And as time goes on, I'm really worried that this last rail is going to be coming out of nowhere.
Well, and without comment, we've entered overtime. And what really is amazing to me is that throughout the course of it, Vu was running the items quite well. Okay, so he's still got 100-100. He's just kind of chilling and waiting. He's like, sooner or later, There's going to be an item up for me. La 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 la. Here's my red. And I'm going to drop to circle around the map and drop in for Mega, maybe. Nope, Mega's taken. All right. Dehang has scooped it up from him. And, oh, that's a beautiful pair of rails. Over to Dehang's point of view. He's making the press. Vu is really hurt here. And Dehang still enjoys a bit of his Mega. Trying to lock Vu down from the exit. Waiting for it, going silent, listening for it. Vu doubles back to the rocket launcher and eats the rocket straight from Dehang. Back over to his point of view. Dehang is still has the upper hand here.
I think I can count the number of times I've seen Vu walk into a rocket on one hand.
Yeah.
That last one might have just pushed it to 2, but we're still looking at 9-9 here. We're 30 seconds away from the end of the first round of overtime. We could be looking at a second here, as both of these guys are not quite able to hold on to a superior stack for too long. Dehang, though, this is his time. He's got the strong stack. He's got 30 seconds to make this thing happen, and that is the time he can use to seal this in and finish off the match. But can he find an entrance? I mean, Vu knows that he's going to be keeping his distance like nothing else. Dehang trying to go sneaky, trying to go quiet, and catches Vu at railgun.
There it is.
The lightning shot, and there it is, taking it the lead 10-9 with 5, 4, 3, and he's got plenty of stack here. Vu cannot find a way back in, and that will be Dehang knocking out Vu in the semifinals on Vu's map. 5 maps we saw out of that series, but Dehang by a single frag has been able to pull together and go to finals. Wow, indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Quake Live. Wow. So Dehang, after, I think, a slump, a bit of a lackluster run, he basically said, you know what, I qualify for this thing. Cracks his knuckles. It's time to go to the finals. I deserve to go to the finals. Yeah, no problem. So off he goes. And, of course, we get set up for Rafa versus CCM. 5 maps there. I'm okay with that, too. I'm going to head over to that server in just a few seconds as IRC explodes. No! It's good times. All right. We're going to head over to the next game in just a few seconds. All right. We are back at the Intel Extreme Masters, semifinal number 2 about to break out between Rafa from SK Gaming and Evil Geniuses CZM, sporting the Ultrano tag today. So, Jahar, tell me that some part of your anatomy is excited. No? No, I guess not. Fine. Screw you then.
I was just giving a graphics card to a coworker. We have an illicit drug ring.
Oh, cool. Hey, good luck with that.
That is definitely the appropriate response to that.
I think a lot of people, like me, have been overjoyed that we have seen a return to the scene by CZM. It has been one of the most exciting and fun experiences as a broadcaster to be able to showcase 04 and CZM throughout the course of this Intel Extreme Masters Season 5. But I think Rafa, given the shape that he's in, should be able to take this. And if that happens, that actually, in my mind, is a good thing. As much as I, like, sort of as a nostalgic sense, would like to see CZM kind of return to the upper echelons of Quake. I feel like a grudge match is in order. And Rafa and Dehang have a score to settle when it comes to Intel Extreme Masters, American Championships, and I'm okay if that happens. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. Well, the only thing really keeping the possibility of that away from this have been players like Vu and CZM, and potentially 04 if he was here. But I think either way, nobody's going to be too shocked or dismayed to see this thing happen. And I think, yeah, I mean, Dehang made his big splash against Rafa last year during this event and has not been able to make good on that during the rest of the year. So this is his chance to kind of start with a clean slate. We'll see if that can happen. But first, you know, we've got